Hello dear aspirants, this is Dr. Sourav Sir class. We are solving some questions about statistics. So this question is telling us that let x1, x2 x25 be independent and identically distributed Bernoulli p random variables where our p is lying between 0 and 1 and let our x bar is the mean of this. That means 1 by 25 into the summation of summation I is running from 1 to 25 xi, and our t1 is equals to 5 into x bar minus half by root over of x bar minus 1 by x bar if our x bar is lying between 0 and 1, and minus 5 when our x bar is equals to 0 and 5 if our x bar is equals to 1, and our t2 is equals to 10 into x bar minus half. Now for testing H0, P equals to half against H1, our P is greater than half. Consider two tests phi 1 and phi 2 such that phi I rejects H0 if and only if Ti greater than 2, I equals to 1 and 2. If observed our mean, that means X bar is lying between half and 3 by 4, then which of the following statements are true? Our option 1 is telling us that if phi 1 rejects H 0, then phi 2 also rejects H 0. Option 2 is telling us that if phi 1 does not reject H 0, then phi 2 also does not reject H 0. Option 3 is if our phi 2 rejects H 0, then phi 1 also rejects H 0. And our option 4 is telling us that if phi 2 does not reject H 0, then phi 1 also does not reject H 0. Okay, so this is the question here. So what can be done? So to analyze the problem and determine the true statements, let's go step by step. Now given things are this, that means x1, x2 and x25 IIT Bernoulli P. Yeah. So IID, Bernoulli P. Yeah. And my sample mean is this, and the two test statistics are those. Okay. Two tests are also this. So now we are going to set up the relation, find the relationship between T1 and T2. Now for our X bar lying between 0 and 1. So now our T1 and T2 are related as T1 is equals to T2 by root over of X bar into this, because our T2 is this and our T1 and this thing is here, so that will occur here. Since our X bar is lying between 0.5 to 0.75, that means half to 3 by 4, then our X bar into 1 minus X bar will lie where? They will lie between 0.125 comma 0.25. That means 1 by 8 to 1 by 4. So root over of this will lie between approximate, that will be 0.354 comma that will be 0.5. Yeah, so this is 1 by 2 root 2 that is half. So our so therefore T1 is greater than T2 in this range. So now we are going to set up the logical implications here. So now if we take phi 1 rejects H 0 if T1 greater than 2, and our phi 2 rejects H 0 if our T2 greater than 2, Okay, so now if phi 1 rejects H naught, then phi 2 must also reject H naught, which is given in our option 1. So since our T1 is greater than T2, if our T1 is greater than 2, that implies our T2 will also be greater than 2. That can be possible. Okay, so then our phi 2 will reject H naught. So that will, so our option A of this question is 2. And now we are going to think about our option 2, which is telling us that if phi 1 does not reject H naught, then phi 2 also does not reject H naught. So now if our T1 greater than, T1 less than equals to 2, then it is possible that our T1, T2 is greater than 2, as our T2 less than T1, that will be, that is not guaranteed. So what will happen? Since our phi 2 must reject H naught. So our option B is a false statement. So our option B is a false statement here. So now our option 3 is telling us that if phi 2 rejects H naught, then phi 1 also rejects H naught. Since our T1 is greater than T2, since our T1 is greater than T2, then our T2 is greater than 2. That implies T1 is greater than 2. So our phi 1 will reject H naught. Okay. So our option 3 is true here. Now for our option 4, we can say that if our T2 is less than equals to 2, it is possible that our T1 is greater than 2, as our T1 is greater than T2. Hence phi 1 might reject H naught. That always not possible, that might reject. Okay, so that will be a false statement. So our correct options are this one and this one. Hope you understood, guys. Thank you.